Okay, here goes problem number 5. Same thing, check for grouping first. If I take out an x squared, I've got 2x plus 3. Over here, can't take out anything, so grouping doesn't work. So what do I have to do? P over Q's, rational roots. All right, P over Q's, looking at my number P, sitting at the very back right here, and that number's 3. How do you multiply to get 3? 1 times 3, so plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3. All right, next thing I do is look for my Q. Here's my Q sitting in front. Numbers for 2 are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2. All right, next thing I'm going to do is find my P over Q's. To find my P over Q's, I take all of my P's and divide by my Q's. So first thing, 1 and 3 get divided by 1, so that gives me the same thing back, 1 and 3. Now, done with that, now I'm going to take 1 and divide by 2. Well, that gives me out 1 half. Then I take 3 and divide by 2. That's going to give me out 3 halves. So I got 4 here, so I got a possibility of 8 to plug into my problem in order to see what I get for my solution. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is go to my calculator. All right, here comes my calculator. Remember, y equals, type in my original function in, 2x to the third plus 3x squared minus 8x plus 3. Next thing I'm going to do is go to my table, and I'm looking for out of these 8, which one gives me out a 0. So I got 1. That gave me out a 0. Negative 1. Did not give me out a 0. Next thing I try is 3. Not a 0. Negative 3. That gave me a 0. So far I got 2 solutions right here. So I can come on down here. Let me go ahead and write it. And I can go ahead and write those 2 zeros before they go off my screen. 1 and negative 3 are already solutions. Now how many more do I need? Got to have 1 more. So let's see if all these things work right here. All right, next thing I'm going to do is take 1 half, plug it in. Yes, 1 half works. So since 1 half works, I can stop. Now why can I stop? Because all 3 of these came out to be solutions. So I'm done solving the problem, and I don't even need to go back and solve this thing with synthetic division. All right, let's take a look at this last problem right here. Here's this last one, number 6, that I'm going to get you to look at the last 2 right here. All right, solving for number 6. First problem with number 6 is it's not in standard form. So I got to get this thing in standard form first. To get this in standard form, 3x cubed minus 7x squared plus 12x minus 28. Now remember, first thing we try to do is group. If we can group, then that works. If we can't group, then we go to P over Q's. All right, so looking at this problem, I can take an x squared out and look for 3x minus 7. Over here, what can I take out? Is a 4. If I take out a 4, this is going to be 3. If I take out a 4, that's going to be 7. That's the same thing right there. So grouping possibly can work. All right, so let's try this. Taking out an x squared, I've got 3x minus 7. Taking out a positive 4. Remember, we divide. 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. 28 divided by 4, negative 7. Now, does grouping work? Sure does. 3x minus 7, 3x minus 7. So I'm going to bring 3x minus 7 out, and I'm going to be left with x squared plus 4. So from here, I can basically solve this one by grouping. All right, let's zoom out so you can see this. This is what I've got, 3x minus 7, x squared plus 4. So from here, I'm just taking and solving it. So I'm going to set this one equal to 0. 3x minus 7 equal to 0. So here I'm going to add 7, divide by 3. So there's 7 over 3. All right, to solve this one, I'm going to take x squared plus 4. Set that equal to 0. So x squared equals negative 4. All right, problem here. When I take the square root, I'm taking the square root of a negative number. This becomes imaginary. Square root of 4 gives me 2. And I always got to put the I on the back of it. So that I got plus or minus 2i. So here's one solution. Here's the other 2 solutions. Remember, I needed 3 solutions. So my solutions to this problem are 7 over 3 and then plus or minus 2i. Now, if you did this by P over Q's, if you see a problem like, oh, let's just do P over Q's, that's fine. If you do P over Q's, one of your P's is going to come out to be 7 over 3, and then you would have to use this in order to do synthetic division to get the last solution. All right, now what you need to do is try 7 and 8 as part of your classwork right here. All right, so on number 7, you've got x cubed minus 8x squared plus 25x minus 26. Here's the solutions you should get out, 2 and 3 plus or minus 2i. So try this problem and see if you can get this one out for number 7. Now when you get to number 8, same kind of thing. Number 8 still got to be in standard form first. When you're doing number 8, you're solving for the zeros to get to your solutions. So on this problem, you're going to get out negative 2 and 1/3. Those are going to come from your rational roots. Then you're going to have to do the quadratic formula or grouping to give your last 2, which are plus or minus 3i. Try those.